My dear little ones, have you ever made a choice that you later wished you hadn't? Maybe you told a little fib, or kept a cookie after Mama said, "Just one." Well, even grown-ups, even kings, sometimes make mistakes. Tonight I'll tell you about a king who once made a very wrong choice, but also about how God's love and forgiveness can reach us, even in our darkest moments. Imagine a cool evening on a palace rooftop, the stars twinkling above Jerusalem, the city quiet and still. That's where our story begins. Hello there, my dear grandchild. Come closer now. Snuggle in. And let Lola tell you a story. Long ago, there was a shepherd boy named David. Do you remember him? He trusted God to fight the giant Goliath with only a sling and a stone. And because of his courage and his faith, God made David king of Israel. But one year, while David's soldiers were far away in battle, David stayed home in his palace. One night, he walked across the rooftop, breathing in the evening air, and there, high above the city, he saw a woman named Bathsheba. She was very beautiful, with kind eyes and gentle ways. David asked his servant, "Who is she?" The servant replied, "That is Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah, one of your bravest soldiers." Now, boys and girls, when David heard she was another man's wife, he should have looked away. But instead, David's heart wandered. He made a choice that was not right. Before we go on, let me tell you a little about Uriah. He wasn't just any soldier. Uriah was one of David's mighty men, the strongest, bravest warriors in all of Israel. These were men who fought fiercely to protect their people and stayed loyal to their king. Uriah was known for his courage and his honor. He loved Bathsheba dearly and served Israel with all his heart. He was the kind of man others could trust, faithful to his wife, faithful to his friends, and faithful to God. But when Bathsheba discovered she was going to have a baby and told David, David grew worried. He didn't want anyone to know what he had done, so David tried to cover it up. He called Uriah home from the battlefield, hoping he would go home to his wife. But Uriah said, "How could I relax when my fellow soldiers are still on the field?" Children, do you see the difference? Uriah's heart was full of loyalty and truth, while David's was tangled with secrets. When Uriah would not go home, David made a terrible plan. He wrote a letter to the commander of the army. In it, he said, "Put Uriah at the very front of the battle, and then pull back." David gave the letter to Uriah himself. Without knowing what it said, Uriah carried the very message that would lead to his death. And so, in battle, Uriah was struck down. Bathsheba wept, her heart heavy with sorrow. After her mourning, David brought her into the palace and married her. But, my little ones, nothing is hidden from God. He saw everything, David's actions, Bathsheba's tears, Uriah's faithfulness, and God was deeply saddened. In his love, God sent the prophet Nathan to speak to David. But Nathan didn't scold right away. Instead, he told a story. There was once a rich man with many sheep and cattle, and there was a poor man who had only one little lamb. He loved that lamb dearly. It ate from his plate and even slept in his arms. One day, the rich man had a visitor, But instead of using one of his many animals, he took the poor man's lamb and cooked it for his guest. When David heard this, he grew angry. "That man deserves to be punished," he shouted. Then Nathan looked straight into David's eyes and said softly, "You are that man." Suddenly, David understood. His heart sank. He had sinned greatly against God. Nathan told David that though God forgave him, there would still be consequences for his choices. Trouble would rise within his own family, and the baby born to Bathsheba would not survive. David fell to his knees. He prayed and wept. "Create in me a clean heart, O God. Renew a right spirit within me." His heart was broken, yet he clung to God's mercy. And you know what, children? Even though David's choices brought sorrow, God never stopped loving him. Later, God blessed David and Bathsheba with another son, a boy named Solomon, who grew wise and became the next king of Israel. So, what can we learn from David and Bathsheba's story? We learn that wrong choices have consequences. Sin doesn't just hurt us, it hurts others too. But we also learn something even greater. God's mercy is bigger than our mistakes. When we say, "I'm sorry," and truly turn back to Him, God forgives. Just as He forgave David, He forgives us, because His love never gives up. Let's bow our heads, my dears. Dear God, thank you for loving us even when we make mistakes. Help us choose what is right, and when we fail, give us the courage to say sorry and turn back to you. Create in us clean hearts, O Lord, and help us walk in your ways. Amen.